The real work begins after the mushroom trip. The mushroom trip is the revelation. It's the 6-hour awakening. It's the truth serum that shows you what you need to know about yourself, what you need to face about yourself. But the real work begins the day after. How much of the truth that you learned in the trip will you apply to your day-to-day life? How much of the lessons can you integrate into your actual day-to-day practical life? Now that you don't have the liquid courage, the psilocybin courage during the trip, now that you're back in your ego, back in the 3D, can you call up on the courage that you felt inside the trip? Can you step into the truth that you saw in the trip? And, there's no right or wrong way to integrate. You take as much as you can from the experience and you apply as much as you can. And if you fail, then you did the best you could. And hopefully the next trip, when that comes around, you pick up another piece of the puzzle. I always aim to take at least one action step the very next day to lock in the gains. Lock in the gains that you got in the trip. If you got the message to do something, call someone, forgive yourself, talk to someone, have a difficult conversation with someone, start a new way of being or a new way of life or a new habit, whatever the message was for you, if you can do it the very next day, at least a piece of it, you start locking in the spiritual and metaphysical gains in a practical 3D way. So that's going to be the work for me for the next couple weeks, couple months, and to the degree that I'm able to step into the truths that I saw in the trip for myself, to that degree I will grow. And I'm going to have to call on courage and fearlessness and conviction and all the things that we talked about last night. But now, from my sober self, not the high on psilocybin self. The day after a trip is also the best time to journal. If you haven't done it on the night of the trip, absolutely the next day should be a day of rest, relaxation, no meetings, no major events. I'm kind of breaking that rule. I'm going to be going to an event tonight, but I spent most of the day reflecting and sitting with myself and journaling. And I want to share some of the other lessons that came up in the trip that I didn't have a chance to talk about last night. Releasing and letting go of old things, old attachments. That was a big theme. I've heard that it's a theme for many people this year. Apparently 2025 in numerology, it adds up to the number 9, and number 9 signifies letting go, concluding things, releasing things, ending things, endings and new beginnings. And definitely it feels like that for me. I got a bunch of downloads as 2024 was wrapping up. I had a lot of downloads about letting go of things, letting go of people. There's a lot of downloads that came through that for me to step into the next version of who I'm supposed to be, I'm gonna need to let go of a lot of things from my current life. Some of the downloads I acted upon in 2024 and some I didn't. And I got the message on the trip that I gotta finish those up. I gotta continue letting go, continue releasing. Like even things like clearing my photo library on my phone, completely clearing it of all the previous years. Like backing up the photos maybe on a hard drive, but deleting everything from the phone and just starting fresh. Deleting old WhatsApp conversations, deleting old contacts that I haven't spoken to in years, deleting, releasing, letting go. Because when you create a vacuum and you create space in your life, and when you create a clear slate, no photos, no contacts, no messages, and everything is just fresh, there's something energetically powerful about that, where, first of all, you release a lot of energy. You might not even realize that by having all this old stuff, even if it's sentimental to you, even if there's valuable memories attached to it, you are anchoring yourself in the old reality. And when you clear all of that, it's like you're trusting the universe to hold you in that vacuum. When there is nothing, no attachments, no things, no attachments to old identities, no matter how sentimental or nostalgic it is, growth accelerates. And I've seen this happen the most in my life when I've moved countries. I've moved countries a few times, and each time it's a powerful ending and a powerful beginning. You let go of people, you change environments, and by virtue of that, you have to release a lot of things. You can't bring all your stuff overseas. You can't bring the people that you are hanging out with in your old country to the new country. So moving countries, moving cities, it's always a very powerful way of clearing things up. But also, like, digitally, think about doing a digital detox. That's definitely the message that I got in end of 2024. And I was like, I don't know if I want to delete all my photos. Like, there was hesitation. And this time in the trip, it was like, yep, you got to do this. Where are those messages coming from? Is it from my higher self? Is it from the soul? Is it from the mushrooms? Is it a mix of everything? I think it doesn't matter, other than that you trust that voice. Trust that inner voice. It never fails you. It never fails you. If you correctly identify that voice, and you know it's not an impulsive, egoic voice, but it's actually coming from the soul. It's a quiet intuition. That voice is never wrong. So follow that voice. And on that note, the other lesson I wanted to share, you got to trust yourself above everyone else. You got to trust your own decisions above everyone else. No one else knows what the best action for you is in life. They might be an expert in their domain. They might be an expert in their field. They might have plenty of valuable advice, but at the end of the day, it's your unique blueprint. It's your unique life, and your life is unlike anyone else's, and only you know the right thing to do. So if you have this little inner voice telling you, do this thing, and there's no consensus in your reality, your friends are saying it's a bad idea, your parents are saying it's a bad idea, maybe your mentors, your teachers are saying, don't do this. But if you sit with yourself and give yourself some time, again, no impulsive decisions, but if you sit with yourself and you are like, they don't know. How can they know? They don't know what the right thing is for me, and I do. And maybe I will make this decision and it's going to be a mistake, and then I'll learn. That's the lesson I need to learn. Like, you got to trust your own decision above anyone else's, because, and my friend Steve had a great point about this. He said, if you outsource your decision making to others, then it never ends. Your whole life, you end up slightly mistrusting yourself, always leaning in on other people's opinions. Whereas if you trust yourself fully, you may still make mistakes, but over time, your decision-making skills, your intuition will calibrate, and you'll just hone in on such a powerful guidance system that comes from within that no outside system can match. And that's what I've been feeling more and more the last couple of months. And you might notice yourself cycling in and out of these phases where you are sort of this lone wolf and acting completely from your intuition, and making decisions purely from your highest self. And then those decisions lead to good outcomes and lead to new friendships, new connections, and then you start listening to your new connections and new friends, and you sort of start forgetting that the thing that got you to where you are was listening to your own inner voice, not leaning on other people, no matter how amazing they are. And then you'll cycle back into sort of a lone wolf mentality of like, okay, need to tune everyone out, go back to the drawing board, and listen to my intuition. And I think over time I'm going to get better at the balance of being around amazing people and hearing their feedback, hearing their opinions, but also being very, very, very mindful to always come back to my center and my decision hub. So that was one lesson. And another lesson that I wanted to share is the bridge of incidents. So if you've read Neville Goddard, which you should, he's an amazing, amazing author. Pick up Feeling is the Secret or The Power of Awareness. You can find Feeling is the Secret, the audiobook of it, on my channel as well. But Neville talks about this thing of bridge of incidents, that you don't know how you're gonna get to where you're gonna get to. And sometimes something that seems bad is actually the perfect stepping stone, the perfect catapult, the perfect spark that takes you to the thing, to where you actually want to go. And so Neville always says, focus on the end state, dwell in the end, figure out what you want, and then dwell in the end. What is the end state? And let reality lead you through a bridge of incidents where you will be taken on a ride, and it may be a bit of a roller coaster, and as long as you keep the faith and keep the vision of where you're going, what is the end state that you're going to, you will see that the bridge of incidents leads you to there. But it'll lead you there in such a way that you can't predict. Whatever is happening in your life right now, assume that it's there serving your highest good. Assume that every event in your life is actually leading you closer to your destiny. Everything, the painful moments, the flare-ups, the energetic spikes, all of it is serving you. And there's a great mantra by Louis Hay. I'm gonna try to remember the exact wording, but it goes something like, this event is only benefiting me. This thing that is happening right now is only for my highest good. And from this event, I will benefit immensely. So try that out. The next time you're having a difficult moment, affirm to yourself, this difficult situation, in ways I cannot see, is gonna serve my life. It's gonna create ripples, and it's gonna create stepping stones that I cannot see right now, but it will absolutely serve me. And watch that affirmation come true over and over again. The final lesson I'll share from this trip is that in your life right now, there are guides waiting to help you. And I don't just mean spirit guides, I mean mentors, friends, people that they're right there and they hold the keys to the next step in your evolution. That everything you've been asking for, whether it's money, health, love, there are specific people in your life right now that you might not be fully aware of the role that they can play in your life. You might think, so-and-so is just a friend, but actually they're placed in your life for a reason, and they might have valuable guidance for you if you ask for it. Because oftentimes people will not offer help unless it is asked. There are people in your life right now that could 10x your life in whichever area you want to grow in. But are you asking them for help? And are you even aware of their existence? Are you aware of the role that those people can actually play in your life? To me, it became very obvious in my trip that there are several people in my life that They hold the codes to the next level of me. They hold the keys. They're not the only people who hold the keys. We're not looking at it from a scarcity point of view. It's not like one person, holds the keys to your future, but there are specific people in my life that I saw that I could ask for help. If I was, if I can humble myself and be truthful about where I'm at, those people can help me immensely. But if I'm not truthful about where I'm at and I'm not humble enough to ask for help, and if I drop the independence mentality of having to do everything on my own, there's so much support and guidance there for me and for you as well. Like, that's the message I want you to hear is right now in your life, there is so much support and guidance available for you right on the edge of your fingertips. But are you able to see it? And what I was shown on my trip was so many times in my past where I felt stuck or where I was suffering. And looking back at those moments, I can actually see, oh, right there was a person that could have helped me. And I just was blind to it. I just couldn't see it. Right there was the perfect opportunity to ask for help. Right there was the perfect person that could have mentored me in that thing that I really needed help with at the time. But for whatever reason, I couldn't see it. And so the lesson here is, number one, ask for help. Like, just ask for more help from the people in your life. Seek out more guidance. But number two, become aware. Become more aware of the people that are present in your life, the gifts, the blessings, the miracles that are currently present in your life. You don't need to seek out new blessings. The blessings are already there. It's just, are you blind to them or can you see them? How is your sight? How is your metaphysical sight? How clear is your vision? And how distorted is it? And when you have clear vision, you can just see. You can see all the puzzle pieces, and you can see, oh, this thing fits in here, and this thing goes here. And if I just take this path, it's very likely to lead me to where I want to go. So, and this is what the mushrooms are so good at, is they show you, they clear the vision in the areas in which it's murky or distorted. So that's about it for the lessons. I'm sure there's going to be more lessons that I'll journal, and there's still downloads coming through and memories from last night. But I think this is it for the video. I did look back at some of the footage from yesterday, and I don't know if anyone's going to be interested in seeing dark, murky footage of me crying during the trip. But it's a little slice of what happened in the trip. It's not the whole trip. But it's several moments were captured in this trip that I think allow someone to glimpse a deeper look at everything that happens in a mushroom trip from beginning to end. I just took you through, it's coming up around 24 hours since I took the mushies. So you have basically just spent 24 hours with me, and you got to see a lot more than I thought I would show or reveal. But remember, truth. 2025 is the year of truth. 2025 is the year of no more secrets, no more hiding, more truth, more of you being you. And of course, I'm speaking to myself here, but also speaking to you. If it resonates with you, then you know that the words are true for you. So make 2025 your year of truth. Live boldly, truthfully, stand in your truth, stand in your conviction, and be fearless, because there is nothing to fear. It's just a boogeyman, it's just an illusion. Easier said than done, but you can do it. So I hope this was interesting for someone out there, And I would love a little comment from you. If you actually watched this far, leave a comment on this YouTube video. It'll help me see if this video was impactful for you or not. And if you feel like anyone else needs to see this, share it with them. And subscribe for a shroom. Much love, many blessings. Happy 2025. And I'll see you in the next video.